assessments first. Here are numbers. So, I was thinking at Oak Hill, we did like, whenever we did any assessment, we just did numbers wise, and then we said what went, like, strengths, weaknesses, areas of improvement, and then what to do for next year. Or extension or whatever. I have my 2 new kids who I didn't even think about it until yesterday, who haven't done it. But out of 15, I had 8 that could write, no, 7 that could write above 40 and 8 below. Most of all my below were like, huh?
You said 7 above and 8 below.
Most of mine were in the teens. They lost it in like 15, 16, or they lost it like 11 to 12.
Yeah, I actually have the same thing. Let me put in mine. I had 13 above 40, and I had 5 below. Really? Okay. But the ones who were below, there was only one who got close to 40. The rest of them, one was 7, 10, 11, and 15. And so they were having a hard time getting past, even just past 10, but past the teens.
Yes, teens definitely. I had 2 completely flip them.
Flip digits.
No, the whole entire hundreds chart.
I have one like that.
We're thinking it's because we're the
So is this a pre-assessment? You didn't give them any instructions, you just gave them the 100 chart and said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We're thinking it's where the 0 is, but
Then where the 0 is, though.
But it's like 0 to 10 or 20.
right. But they've also done this before though. Like they've done it, this is at the beginning of the year, but they've done it through like, it's not just like one time that they've flipped it.
But is this was the first time they've seen this actual chart? Or you're saying that it was?
This was, but
Okay.
the same people have flipped.
Still flip, okay, after modeling and showing it the correct way, okay.
Yes.
I guess the question is, what are your next steps?
I think we are going to, whenever we do this again, we're going to not have the 0 there. And see if that helps, but I mean, small group instruction in my lowest kids needs to focus on reversals and place value. And I think doing the hundreds boards lesson at like following that helped them understand where stuff goes. But still my lowest group needs number recognition and writing, like reversals.
So is that something that you're incorporating, and I'm not all of y'all, incorporating your med centers and stations?
Yeah, so what I've done, I think what we've all done is just keep old centers to reuse with the students who are struggling to have to do with number recognition and writing their numbers and putting them in order.
Okay.
Oh, you have the same thing?
And once you guys start getting volunteers, then they can use those centers to help with the students when they come in.
Yes.
We need to make some headers chart puzzles.
Yeah, we said we were gonna do that, and then we had a ton of centers for hundreds boards, but that's something else we could do too. I made the copies for us, I think, with the 100 boards, we just haven't cut them out yet.
I did some just from my paper, and it actually held up. I was really surprised.
Hopefully lamination is coming soon.
Yeah.
Hey, Javier.
And I'm looking, I think I'm gonna do like a giant hundreds board with pocket chart, it's index cards, or they can put it together.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
How are you gonna do the?
Create a shower curtain, church, get a shower curtain, and make it with a,
That's a really good idea.
that would be a fun center.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah. Just get that from the Dollar Tree.
Yes.
And then accountability piece that you can have, up you guys. Do they still use the iPads on it in your room? Yeah.
We don't have iPads, she
I
does.
But you can let them take a, screenshot.
Picture.
Mhm.
That could be that accountability piece. That
That's
would
a
be
great
great technology
idea.
too. Well, they can come and get you and they, you can shout it real quick with your phones, but it'd be fun if they would do it.
I have an old like digital camera at home though.
Yeah.
I could just bring in and use, because that's really great. I really like that. Awesome. So what about the students who already know? Because I've got a few students who can already go above 100 and who can go all the way up to 120.
I have one who can go to 120.
Got two.
I've got two.
It's just the place value with the 3 digits, and I talked to Sam, and they do 3 digits in 2nd grade, and I don't think she realized that we don't do 3 digits besides starting with writing their numbers. Like, we don't do any place value with hundreds.
We figured it out today.
Yeah.
So we figured it out.
So I think the extension is when we start teaching place value to start incorporating hundreds, because I think it's like, Sam was like, what? And I said, I mean, in the standards and stuff, they don't have to know like place value 3-digit numbers, but I think it's really heavily 3-digit numbers in
Yeah.
2nd grade.
Yeah, I think all we really did for hundreds last year was the number, how many days we've been in school, we had the hundreds flat.
And then teaching them how to write
Right.
past 99 to 120. But it's not like better. I mean, this is like
So you're saying that for the enrichment group you're working, you're gonna think about extending it to
Mm-hmm.
Three
Grade
digit.
standards, yeah,
Yeah.
3 digit.
Yeah. How did they do on this?
I did good.
I don't have all of mine written out yet, but overall, I think at least 80% of the class was able to do it. The same students who couldn't write to 100 or 120 struggled with that.
See, some of my strong students,
Struggle with that, like they skipped a number.
and then they were,
And then they were good, but it's just that one number that they skipped.
right,
That was the way through my higher ones were for that one.
I had
Yeah.
5 so far, and I have one more that needs to do it.
Mhm.
But I think doing it in smaller increments help them. I think the 0 to 120 is, I guess, overwhelming for them. But I think counting on,
We have that center for counting.
yep. Do we want to say by next PLC have task, post-assessment 1, this
Yes.
marked?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the post-assessment?
It's part of it. We gave it because we had just been talking about counting on, sorry.
Okay.
We gave it last Friday, I think. But yeah, at least 80% of mine are
Yeah.
passed.
Alrighty.
Okay. If we want to briefly talk about the pre-assessment we gave for war problems. I did work. I think 2 of them only got 2 out of 2.
I haven't
3.
completely finished those yet.
3.
Yeah,
And some of mine were absent yesterday too, so.
They were definitely out there.
Yeah.
I had a few who got both correct. Some of them just don't have much stamina for working on word problems, so they didn't do very well on the second one. but I had 5 who could do both. Who do I have? I'm trying to think, 'cause I didn't bring my paper with me. I think I had about 4 who didn't get any of it correct.
But that's what you guys are working on currently?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pre-assessment.
Oh, yeah, that's struggling. But I think it's the reading piece too, we know that.
Cause I sent you guys some links to some work.
Yeah, I like that.
Cause you put that in center, so I was thinking that would be an accountability piece that they can use to work out those, their information and graphic organizers.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, writing is done.
I've got mine here.
Getting all the new kids to do it, and then remembering, you know, and then it's in their unfinished work folder, and then,
Yeah.
So are we switching and doing, or are we just gonna use ours as the baseline?
no, we can switch, but we don't have to grade. We can have it done by the end of the week and have it graded. And then by next Tuesday, have them forwarded and written so we can share. And just do the same thing, strengths, weaknesses, areas of improvement, how we're gonna do, how you feel.
So we're gonna switch and then have them done.
By Friday?
And then be ready to talk about it Tuesday, is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Alright. I think that's all of our assessments we were gonna go over.
Yep.
So do you wanna go on to ELA planning or math planning next? Or was there anything else we needed to address?
Does it matter to me?
What about foundations, where are you guys at?
Oh, yeah, foundations.
Day 2?
Year 2?
Day 2, unit 1 of week.
Week, like the last week, we have 2 more letters to do.
Okay, yeah.
Somehow we got ahead.
I was ahead. How ahead are y'all?
I'm a few
Day
days
1,
ahead.
unit 2.
Day 1, unit 2? Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually, that's right. Day 1, unit 2.
Then I can do, have y'all given the assessment?
Yes.
I have not given the assessment. I was gonna wait to see if you guys had done it yet.
Yeah.
I do, I figured it was right.
And also, since we kind of jumped ahead with the foundations, I wanted to give them some more time to review before we did it.
Yeah. We need to be better about talking about the assessments and figuring out when we're gonna do them too, because I think because, when we go to specials in the afternoon, that's during my foundations time. Because I'm like, how am I so behind? That's why.
That's what it is, yeah.
Just let Miss Cousins, I gotta read.
And this gets into my math, so it's like,
So you're probably already gonna be behind.
yeah. Well, I combined Monday and Tuesday of math into Monday, but it still doesn't work because it was just too much whole group, and then they were antsy yesterday. So we haven't gotten through, they just solved their word problems in their groups. And so at the end of the day, we're gonna have to talk about it and stuff like that. But I don't have I was gonna ask you, I don't have the time because of double PLC to do guided math on Tuesday.
That's fine.
So I'm only doing guided math Tuesday, Wednesday, but then I've given the post-assessment and had them go into centers anyway and do guided math on Friday too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I feel like I'm losing time.
So how many days do you have that at math, like out of the whole week?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And you can't do it Monday, Tuesday? You're not doing it on Monday or Tuesday?
Monday, I'm explaining centers and I'm doing the whole group lesson.
Right,
And giving the pre-assessment.
right.
And then on Tuesday, we're doing calendar, problem of the day, mini lesson, and by the time we're done with the mini lesson, it's 10:20. Or like 10:10. and then we go to specials at 10:20.
You'll have to work.
Yeah.
So it's fine, that's fine. At least you're getting the mini lesson piece in.
Right.
So you are teaching, so
Yes.
that's fine.
Yes.